Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the place to be, the place that we sit and stand here, bringing you the best on Friday Eve is what we do. This is what we achieve. Friday Eve, baby. It is me. I'm the Midnight Rider. He's the big guy, KG. We do this thing on this network called the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. Now, it's how we normally start the show. Now, tomorrow's gonna be different because we already got I didn't see it today. Today, the job started, the World Cup predictions thing, right? So now what's happening is everybody's going to everybody's desk. They check in, put your picks in. So tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, the pick to make your picks. Do you want your USA? Do you want Uruguay? I mean, not Uruguay, Paraguay. Who do you want in the matchup? And everybody's gonna be talking, and husbands gonna get phone calls that they normally don't get. Like, baby, who should I take? Who should I take? And they gonna tell them, and then that's how it's gonna go. But then one lady's gonna call and she gonna have her phone on speaker. And the husband's gonna she's gonna like, hey, baby, who should I take? And he was like, well, don't you watch the Sideline Junkies? And she was like, no. He was like, well, baby, they had an expert on unapologetic. His name was Brian with a Y. He told you who to pick and how to pick them. But last night, I watched this show, and it's got these two guys, the big guy KG, the Midnight Rider, and what they do is they entertain you on Friday Eve until that one moment, that 1 second, where the words come out of that man's mouth. He talks about the guy in the back. Well, baby, I'm gonna do what he do to open the show. I'm gonna say it's the Thursday night Throwdown. Yeah, baby. And that's how we start this off. And today we got something special for you, as we always do. The Thursday night Throwdown. We get to cover the abomination that was last night. And I'm going to say abomination because this set basketball back years and years. If you ever played point guard in the CYO, you played point guard in your little rec league, you understood the things that happened at last night in that basketball game should not have transpired. And that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that because the rest of it is that one C word, content. So I'm gonna save the content for the actual show. Next up, we got a preview of Stanley Cup Finals. Now, this series has been crazy all along, so don't get caught up on who gets the lead early, and don't get caught up who's going into the third period with the lead because the lead changes. This has been one of the most dynamic, the most electrifying series of the Stanley Cup series we've ever seen. Not ever seen, but we've had in the last couple of years. And then after that, we go to the place. We go to the future, the PG of the future, the WNBA's point guard. We talk about Miss Olivia Miles. We talk about the WNBA. We give you some scores. We give you exactly what she did because she's important to me, and that's my favorite point guard. Then after that, we're gonna talk about it's not new, but it's the it's the fourth inclination of the United Bowl. And this time the United Bowl is in our backyard. It's here at Audi Arena. The home team's in it. It's the hometown DC Defenders versus the Louisville Kings. They actually have an interesting dynamic, and we'll get into that because that dynamic is part of that C word. You know what it is? Content. So with that being said, oh, I forgot. We got one more thing. We always do a discussion on Thursday nights, and this Thursday night we're gonna talk about your guys. All right, and these your guys are all baseball players, the baseball edition, because we haven't really talked baseball lately. So if you got a favorite baseball player you grew up loving, and you got a couple other players that you liked along the way, get your list ready. Because if you're ready, then we're ready. And what we're gonna do right now is be ready with you and take you on to the next part of this journey. So I'm gonna turn the show over to the host, the big guy KG. You can take it away, sir.
What's happening, everybody? It's the big guy KG. Thank you, Midnight Rider, for that rousing introduction. First and foremost, man, how you feeling?
I'm good now.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, like we always say, you take the tip and you set the table. So let's get it. I mean, today was one of those days, and I don't know wherever you're located, wherever you're watching from. Geez, man. It was hot. That's all I can say is it was hot. So let's get this thing started right. Perry already checking out. Perry, you gonna love this. He said, "Excuse me." Oh, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that, and we're gonna get this thing started quickly. Last night, Game 4, NBA Finals. New York Knickerbockers 107, the Spurs 106. Now let me frame this before I throw it to the Midnight Ride. Let me frame this. Last
The
night,
abomination.
after one, 41-22. 41-22, San Antonio Spurs. At the half, 76-49. Everybody was like, this is over. What are they doing? I don't know what Mike Brown said. I don't know if they got some of Michael's special stuff. I don't know what it is. But defense started defensing. And now the Spurs only scored 30 points the rest of the way. 29-point lead. Done. Brunson comes down, shoots the three. They're down. Knicks are down 106-105. Brunson shoots the three. Misses it. Nobody box out the OG. He comes through. Swoop. Let me tip that thing in. Makes it 107-106 with about 1.2 left. Spurs call timeout. Can't inbound it. Well, they inbound it and can't get a shot off. Game over. The Garden erupts. For the Spurs, Vassell gave you 18. Wemby gave you 24. 13 from Castle. 18 from Fox. 21 from Harper. Wemby also gave you 13 boards. I got light shining. Mode. Knicks, OG, with that tip in, he also gave you another 31 points for a total of 33. Karl Anthony Towns, 13 and 10, double, baby. Brunson gave you 36, and that was all your double-figure scoring. As a team, the Knicks shot 46% from the field, 46 from behind the three-point line. For the Spurs, 41% from the floor, 39 from behind the three-point line. They had 17 out of 20 free throws for 85%. The Knicks had 20 out of 28 for 71. Spurs won the rebound in total 42-39. But on defensive rebounds, Knicks win 31-30. Turnovers, 13-11. 11 for the Spurs. Fast break points and points in the paint, 13 points and 34 points, respectively, for the New York Knicks. I'll let you take it first before I get the comments. Why was this an abomination in your eyes there, Midnight Rider? Please, I would love to hear this.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to comments real quick. The Boss B says, the C word, content. I don't know what else you were thinking. I don't know what other word you could be talking about. Matty Ice, biggest choke ever in the NBA Finals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh gosh. Prairie says an adjustment. Prairie also says, and Wu at halftime clean out all the bad juju. And then Matty Ice again says the original 3-point shot is one of the worst shots ever. Then the box out by SA was equally the worst ever. And now what we'll do is we'll bring you the thoughts brought to you by the Midnight Rider via the Midnight Rider in this moment in time right now. And what I'm going to say to you, dog, I had to go back because I dozed off. You know how I am. I dozed off, woke up. I see OG tipping the ball in. I was like, no. So then I had to, in good faith and good conscience, I had to go back because I had a Deborah Cox moment because I had to find out how did we get here? How did we get from 29 down to a point where we're tapping the basket in and the Knicks are winning this game by 1 as opposed to losing this by 15 or 20? How did we get here? You know, there's a thing your parents used to tell you about making decisions. And when you make the poor decision, you got to learn from that decision. Well, at some point last night, San Antonio Spurs were gluttons for punishment. They decided to not keep their mouths closed to show themselves as a fool. They let the world know they were a bunch of fools by shooting shots that were ridiculous. They came down 3 straight times, and I swear to God, it was one pass and a shot. What are we doing here? An abomination. They took 13, not one, not two, not three, 13 straight possessions with a 3-point shot to end the. Come on, what are we doing? I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? 13? There was actually one possession. They had 4 3-point shots on the same possession. They shoot a three, get a rebound, kick it out, shoot another three, kick it out. My God, all that is what is holy in Bob Cousy and Dean Smith for corners. I don't know what's going on here. I just can't believe that the team up 29, KG. We up 29. We can't hold that lead. We can't keep it's 29. The Spurs have shown you in this series. They've been up 14, 12, 14, and 29. There's no way. I think the thing is, I think they're the only team ever to lose a 29-point lead in the NBA Finals. We talking about 29, KG. That shouldn't be possible. And then at the end of the ball game, your big man, the guy that's the face of the league, he comes down, misses 2 free throws with 147 left. Right? Then we get the ball kicked out to De'Aaron Fox, and then all of a sudden he comes down and he wants to take a layup with 11.9 seconds, KG, on the clock. You know what 5th grade Ben Conti would have done in that situation? He'd have caught the outlet, he'd have ran to the opposite corner, and he'd have stood in the corner and then dribbled up the sideline a little bit until he got fouled. Because you know what little Ben Conti in the 5th grade knew? The clock was my friend. The clock was my best friend. Then let's move forward, because little Ben Conti in the 6th grade, another situation, very similar. Guess what happened? He gets the outlet. He drives down into the lane, pulls back out, sets up the 4 corners. Guess what happens? We run the clock out. We win the ball game. So if 5th grade Ben Conti and 6th grade Ben Conti knew what to do, why the hell does De'Aaron Fox not know what to do? You up 29, KG. 29. This shouldn't even have been a ball game. It just doesn't make sense. When I watch basketball, it's like they have an allergic reaction to taking the 2. It's like they either going to break out in hives, or it's like speed. They got bombs on their bodies, and if you go for a layup, you're going to explode right then and there. That's what I think it is. Instead of going 55, if you take a 2-pointer, boom, you gone. Other thing, they missed a bunch of layups too. Like, what are we doing? I mean, you're missing 3s, you're missing 2s. Is somebody on the tape? Let me know. I mean, I just don't get what we. KG, this doesn't make sense in my mind. Like, it just doesn't. You were better off telling me that Harry Stamper actually exists and he flew to the moon or to an asteroid, put a nuclear bomb in that asteroid and blew it up and saved the Earth, because the asteroid went around the Earth. But we lost Harry Stamper in that moment because he had to sacrifice himself to make sure the nuclear bomb went off. You had a better chance in telling me that if I go down the street and make 2 rights, I'm going to bump into Shrek and Donkey, and we're going to have a conversation. And Shrek going to tell me, you know what? Ogres are like onions. We have layers. You got a better chance at telling me that down somewhere on Sesame Street, Big Bird is Nino Brown, and he's selling crack cocaine out of Sesame Street. What are we doing? 29. Go ahead, KG. I'm sorry, man.
I wanted to give you your leeway. I wanted to give you your room. Now I'm gonna get a little personal. I'm gonna get personal. I started out watching this game and I couldn't sit still. Now, no disrespect to say, no disrespect to any Nick fan, especially the one closest to me, that's Perry. No disrespect to any Nick fan. As a Bulls fan, we like oil and water. We don't mesh. But for some odd reason, I can't root for nobody else the last couple of years when it comes to championship favorites. My window's closed right now in Chicago. Our window probably won't open up for another 3 to 5 years. I'm okay with that. I understand. Your window's been open.
Can I?
Is that a 5?
No, that's in my hand. You said your window's closed?
Yes.
For Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, that joint, it got 5 nails in it. It got a board on top of it. That's
you couldn't just let it be closed. You had to add the extra.
Okay. You want to be closed? I got it. You're a glass half empty guy. I got you.
It's closed. It's just closed. But no disrespect to any Knicks fan. You know, Knicks Bulls, it goes back to the early 90s. You know, we got a rivalry going. And it's not as hot and heavy as it was, but it's still there. But last night, I couldn't sit still. I was like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to do something. What are y'all doing? I got up. I went in the kitchen. I said, I'm going to wash the dishes. I sat on the stool in the kitchen. I watched Good Times, and I washed the dishes. I was like, I'm not going to watch the game. When I went back to peek at the game, it was halftime, and I was like, damn, they scored 76 in the first half. Lord, have mercy. Oh, what is going on? I was like, I can't do anything. I started moving around the house. I laid down in the bed, made sure the doors and everything was locked. Nick started, they had cut it to 15. I was like, okay. All right. When it got close and they got it down to 1, I was like, what y'all gonna do? My wife had a migraine. She had a headache. She had a really, really bad headache. So I couldn't get loud and I didn't want to scare her because it was late. When OG swooped in and tipped that thing and I had to hit, I was geeked. When I say geek, I'm talking geeked that they came back and they did that. Something about when New York is hot in the playoffs, the mecca of basketball, which is Madison Square Garden, when it is buzzing, and it is about the roof's about to blow off, and you saw the stars out last night, from Ben Stiller to Olivia Benson, Mariska Hargitay, Tracy Morgan, of course, Spike Lee. You had everybody in the house. Patrick Ewing. I saw Spreewell. I saw Canby. I saw who else is there? Larry Johnson. All the old Knicks there. Ewing, of course. And I'm like, yeah, this for y'all, man. This right here. The boss BJ, who's in the comments, he said this to me earlier. He said it's almost like a post 9/11 feel where everybody is just like together. You can root for the Spurs, you can root for the Knicks, but everybody's together. It seemed like we got a little bit of just a little bit of unity going on in certain pockets. And it's a good thing. But the way New York was buzzing last night, my goodness, man. And even game 3, what was that? Central Park. It was a guy, people couldn't get close to the stadium. So he put a projector up on the daggone wall so everybody could watch. He projected it off of his fire escape so everybody could watch the game on the street. That's the type of love that basketball brings. And it's just like, yo, in a way, I would love for them to win in New York and win it all in New York. Get the job done on Saturday. Bring the trophy back. Let everybody party all Saturday night into Sunday. That's it. Just go down there and take care of business. That's it and that's all. But the Knicks, man. What was so special about this? Oh, they just went and did things, man. They just went and did things.
Abomination.
Proud of him. Karl Anthony Towns, proud of him. I'm sitting here wondering, damn, who's gonna win the Bill Russell Trophy for Finals MVP? Is it gonna be OG or is it gonna be Brunson? Because both of them balling. I said that you might have to split that.
You know, when you say something like that and you talked about Tracy Morgan, all I could think about is my mama had two friends. One name was Lee, the other one's name was John. And she didn't know who my father was. She just named me Lee John. I'm bad. I just wanted to get that Tracy Morgan out my system.
Oh man. Perry said, two relying on a three when you're not a great three team. And he said, Brown decided to play GTA and Brunson together for better ball movement. And that worked out very, very, very well. Spurs would be great, but they baby shit young. No, that's baby shit young. Damn, that's pretty goddamn young. And he also says Fox is used to losing. Outside of his year, he only had one winning year, ironically, under Mike Brown in Sacramento. And he said, reminder, who said 3-1? I'm guessing Perry said that. C. Perry the second, for those of you that are aquatic enough.
Hey, where do you see him at?
Huh?
Where do you see C. Perry the second at?
Oh, you see him on Wednesday nights. Nothing but net. 7:15.
Hey, thank you. Whew, that was a struggle.
It's the heat, man. It's the heat. But I got where you was going at. I don't know why the boss BJ finds it funny when I say 3 to 5 years. He talking about to be on a Wizards drought. No, sir. We got some things going on. We got some young boys. 4 20-point playoff comeback wins in the past 2 seasons. No lead is safe. God damn right. That's what I love. And he said OG should be MVP. I'm on the fence.
There's another comment there.
Oh, shoot, it is. And he said Tracy had a full Coogee Knicks outfit. Coogee down to the socks, rings, and watch. Had my jam knocks.
If we're gonna do Barry Horowitz moments, there's a guy. Now here's a guy that does that show, Nothing But Net. Available now at 7:15 p.m. Right? Exactly, Doug.
It's not. Come on, don't be like that. Don't be like that. He set me up, and it kind of just bounced off the hands, but I still laid it in.
But back to this, because there's a guy that I know that mentioned OG as the pivotal point, the person that's gonna have a big impact on the series. I'm not gonna say no names because you know me, I don't do any self promotion. So I'm just going to just say that there's a person out there that mentioned this. But go ahead, where are we at now, man?
I'm gonna say this. You got Game 5 is in San Antonio on Saturday at 8:30. I really think that everybody's going to be tuned in, of course, because numbers have been great for the Stanley Cup as well as the the NBA Finals. So numbers have been great.
Oh, the NBA is at I think Game 3 broke the record with 24. Perry, I know you got the things. I think Game 2 was 16 million, and I think Game 3 was like 24 million. But Perry, if you want to drop those nuggets in there, because I know you pulled them yesterday. I don't still have my phone. I can't access the other, the broadcast booth from here while we're doing this. So if you can throw those numbers on for me, or just throw the numbers up for me. You ain't gotta give us the graphic. I'd appreciate that. And don't matter when you do it, because we can stop in the middle of Stanley Cup and just reference that real quick, just as a payoff for the people at home watching.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm done. they were talking about the crowd that was there last night. It's an ESPN analyst that decided to call out Taylor Swift for being there last night, and I just laughed. I said, "Yeah, well, okay." That's not who I wanted to see on camera. I wanted to see Spike Lee. That's all I want to see at the Knicks game. I want to see Spike Lee. I want to see Ben Stiller. I want to see all those diehard Knick fans. Because, to be quite honest, one game away. And this is for everything that they've been through over the last, we talking 53 years? Every up, every down. One win away. They got to take care of business. You take care of business. I'm not going to lie to you. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. So, I love her too, Perry. I love Monica McNutt. She is one of my favorites, especially when it comes to talking ball, because she knows what she's talking about.
Georgetown's finest.
And the ball said, spiked out. I could trip a referee. Hey, seeing him courtside is a beautiful thing, man. Next up, Stanley Cup Finals. We got what's this?
It's 5.
Game 6 tonight?
Should be 5, though.
Game 5, I'm sorry. Series tied at 2-2. I love what you said in the opening. You said no lead is safe. When somebody's up 2 goals to none, no lead safe. Don't rest on your laurels there, because you never know what could happen. And that starts in about 17 minutes in Carolina. Matty Ice gave us an update. He said they were camping out front of the stadium. I think that was 3, 4 something.
Yeah,
they were already tailgating.
That's right.
Showtime Sir said it was 90 some degrees out.
96.
96. And they were already out there. This is another one, and I toss to you, Midnight Rider, but this is another one. I need Carolina to come out and punch the gorilla in the mouth again. But don't stop punching the gorilla once the gorilla starts staggering this time. Punch the gorilla until the gorilla fall, please. Midnight Rider.
Thank you. I appreciate that lead in. So we got the Golden Knights winning game 1, 5-4. We got the Hurricanes winning game 2, 4-3 in OT. We got Golden Knights 5-4 in double OT. We got the Hurricanes 5, the Golden Knights 3. I think we should be comfortable somewhere in that range of 5 goals being scored by the winner, because I think that's been the winning number each of the games in the series. I think the goal differential is like 1 between these two teams after you count it all up. Because the only game that wasn't a 1-point win was this last one, the 5-3. So that's your goal differential right there. This has been an entertaining, physical series the whole time. Jordan Stahl has turned back the hands of times. He's become Benjamin Buttons of the NHL playoffs. He's been playing out of his mind. So, good gosh. I mean, it's. We always talk about this, but I think this year, whether it's the finishes, whether it's the beginnings, I think this is one of the best combination. You know what I'm saying? It's like the chicken, it's the wings and the fries, or the wings and the fried rice of championship series, because we've gotten the best of both worlds. You know, unfortunately, this is 3-1 in the NBA, but this is 2-2. And if you ask, if you probably ask the Cleveland basketball coach, he'll probably say the analytics got the Spurs up 3-1 because of the analytics. So I can only imagine what this series would be like if things played out the way they were supposed to play out. But back to the hockey. The Carolina Barn going to be hot tonight. It's going to be on fire. You can go ahead and just throw Nelly on some point in the show because it's gonna be hot in there. They got lathered up. They've been out there since 4 p.m. Woo, cookie, in the words of somebody I know. It's gonna be on and popping, baby. It's gonna be on and popping today. So I can't wait to hear that crowd. I can't wait to. I don't know what their end is on the anthem, but if they got like a thing, when they say in the home of the free, no, in the home of the brave, or however it goes. I don't remember the end of the national anthem. It's been too long. But whatever the last line is, yeah. And the home of the it's the home of the brave. All right.
Yeah.
I had to
You
sing
gotta
it. I had
sing
to sing
it first.
it. Oh yeah. But I mean, the goaltenders, we got the kid Bussy, who's been a story, who spent his career as this is the first year. I think he's 27 years old. This is technically his rookie season, and Maddie can correct me if I'm wrong with his rookie season, but this is the first time he's actually gotten to play. He came in the middle of game 3 when they were down. He held the fort and gave them a chance to win the ball game, or at least get him back into the ball game. And now he's starting, and he's been a bright spot. I mean, you can't call a bright spot somebody gives up 4 goals, but I mean, he's given them enough to be aquatic, as we say. So, I mean, he gives you a chance. And as we always say here at the Sideline Junkies, it's one thing we believe in because we're like Lloyd Christmas. So you're saying there's a chance. So, with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go with this, man.
I'm gonna tell you something. This is to piggyback off of the NBA Finals and the comparison. Carolina and New York have a lot in common. And to steal a line from one of my favorite movies, Gene Hackman, aka Jimmy McGinty, said you gotta have something you can't measure. Heart. Miles and miles of heart. And that's what Carolina and New York have. That right there, that never say die attitude. That's it. Like that is OG. If you want to call it OG, to me it's normal. That's the type of mentality you're supposed to have in every situation. Yeah, I may be down by 40, but it's enough time for me to mount a comeback. I can try to come back. It ain't over until that final horn sounds. That type of mentality. I really, really need Carolina to knock this thing off tonight and go up 3-2.
That's because that's who you have picked in the pool, right?
I got the Knicks picked too. But not only that, just like it was for the Knicks, for the Carolina fans that are close to me, Matty Ice, Showtime Sir, Nubian Sumo, short time to shine. Your window's wide open. This is y'all, all y'all. And I don't know how. I don't know how it would happen, but I would love to go get a 6-pack of cream sodas. You win it, I'd crack one open, hoist one up for you.
What?
Oh man. Perry said, who else would make the Taylor comment? And then he said 5. Not sure.
I think we asked him something. I can't remember what I asked him. So it's all good because it's all good.
All right. We're going to chug right along. We're going to take a break.
We'll be
I'm
coming
going
back.
to take us to break.
Oh, here we go with this. Okay.
I'm going to take us to break.
Okay. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know right now. If this is a Saturday Night WrestleManiacs break, I am playing every video that I have of mine in this joint. And it's a 15 second, it's a minute 20, and it's 45 seconds. I'm playing all 3. Bang, bang, bang. In the next break.
It's not even that. But stay tuned. We'll be right back. because I've been dying to use this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. That was a preview of our Monday 5 p.m. show called Drive Time, featuring Showtime Sarah and the Hartford Whalers' own Scooter, and it's hosted by the man, the Cleveland fan, the Oakland Raider survivor, Matty Ice. He's also a hockey guru, and they specialize in hockey. So if you want to talk hockey on a different level, that's the place to go. That's where the experts are. Now we do bring him in on other shows. He's been on Unapologetic. He's hopped in with us. That's the one thing I tell people all the time I love about our guys is everybody will be available to you whenever you need it. So, KG, let's get going with the next couple of topics and let's get going, man. Let's keep
All
the
right.
party going. I feel like I'm lagging.
Let's keep the party going. We got the Miles report, and I know you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
Oh, we going there already?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Miles. Unless you want to go to United Bowl first, but I think the Miles report's more important right now.
All right.
Because she is absolutely balling. You can go ahead. I would say, normally would say pencil her in for rookie of the year. Nah. Go ahead and use
whoa. Who said pencil?
Yeah, that's why I said go ahead and use a pen, permanent mark, or something like that. I would
got
usually
a Sharpie.
say that.
I got a Sharpie. I got one of them little engraving knives where you can put it on the trophy. Yeah, I got all that, dog. We beyond the thoughts. It ain't a thought. So let's get to it, man. So Tuesday night, the Minnesota Lynx play the Dallas Wings, and she decided if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So she decided to put first as he Fudd in the mix. And then she said, don't worry about it. I'll get your partner too, because if y'all together as a couple, then y'all are one and the same. So she put Paige Buckers in the mix as well. At the end of the ball game, at the end of the night, my girl Olivia Miles walks away with 24 points on 7 of 10, 2 of 3 from 3-point land, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. She just keeps making it happen. And the scary part is Nafisa Collier isn't even there yet. That's the scary part. Because what you gonna do now when you add that to the mix? Because Natasha Howard's been playing out of her mind. She averaging 17. She gave you 21 that night. So this team is playing great ball. And you know what? Since I am a responsible journalist, what I will do is talk about the other people that played that night. In Atlanta, or not, I'm thinking it's in Chicago. The Atlanta Dream, 82. Chicago Sky was 75. Now, this is where your girl comes in, Miss Angel Reese. She dropped 17 to 17. The whole starting five for the Atlanta Dream had 14 points or more. So if you bet that or something close to that, that's a nice hit on your parlay. On the other side, Skylar Dickens had 17 points, but I know she's already voiced some displeasure with her time in Chicago. That came out in a post-game news conference. Also on that night, the Valkyrie 87. The Phoenix Mercury, 81. And on that night, we had Alyssa Thomas drop 22, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. I'm telling you, these ladies getting close to these triple doubles. And then on the other side, who had the better night? Oh, Veronica Burton hits him off with 25 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Um, looks like it was a hell of a ball game, but I mean these ladies balling. So right now, let me see if I can get last night's scores. Last night, the Tempo 106, the Sun 102. Let's see what we got in terms of high flyers or great performances. I'll give the performance of the night for the Mercury to Leela Lacan. And if I'm saying that wrong, somebody can call me or say what it should sound like. She had 24 points, 7 assists. And on the Toronto side, oh my God, Brittany Sykes, have a night, young lady. 38 points. She had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, but the 38 points, whoo, she was feeling it. In the words of my old roommate, Brett Mervis, she was feeling it. Next up, the LA Sparks, 88. The Seattle Storm, 83. In this situation, looks like the high score was, I got to say this right, Nika Agumake. I think I said that right. She had 24, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. On the Seattle side of the ledger, this is another balanced night. They had everybody in the starting five with 11 points or more. I think the star performance is Flu J. Johnson. She dropped 14 points and 12 rebounds, and then decided to give them 6 of those things where you go, hee hee. So that's where we are in that. And then tonight, what we got coming up, we got games in progress already. We got the Sky versus the Fever. The Fever 46, the Sky 40, the Dream 24, the Liberty 23. The Mercury plays the Wings, and the Aces play the Fire. So that's your slate for the rest of the night. That is your Miles Report / WNBA Report.
Thank you for that, Midnight Rider.
You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to load the SJPN news report thing.
That because that's what this is. This is news.
Yeah.
News you can use. Now we said we called this episode the Championship Edition. Now this may not be championship material for you, but it's championship material for us. Midnight Ride, I got a trivia question for you. What city has a NFL championship, Super Bowl?
I already know this. I know this is going.
Oh, I know. An NFL championship, a Super Bowl, an NBA championship, a Stanley Cup, a World Series, an Arena Football Championship, an MLS Cup, and a UFL championship, as well as a WNBA championship. What city? What's the only city they got it?
Is it Washington, KG?
That is correct. The District of Columbia, that is, not Seattle, Washington, aka Chocolate City, baby. Only city in the country that has all 9 residing right here. So whether you're from Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, take pride in Titletown, USA. Thank you very much.
Thank God when never mind. I'm not gonna start this argument. I'm gonna let you have your fun with this. So how you gonna handle this UFL conversation, dog?
Well, I was looking for the line, but it's not even on FanDuel. That's crazy. We can't bet on UFL and FanDuel?
I don't know about that. I haven't done that, so KG, my hypocrisy only goes so far.
Well, the United Bowl is
actually here you go. Here you go. So DC minus 1.5. The total is 49.5. and the money line is Louisville minus 105.
Mm, mm. Saturday, June 14th. Yeah.
So
Wait,
say that
the
again.
14th? No, I'm sorry. That's June 13th. I'm sorry. June
Yeah,
13th.
Saturday.
Hey, I look at the date wrong. I'm like, wow, that ain't right. Excuse me. But the defenders have their chance to win 2 out of 3 because they won in 25. They got to the championship game in 26 and lost, so they got a chance to get another one this year. You got any thoughts on
I
this?
think they lost in 24, won in 25, and then they got the chance to go back to back.
Okay. You got any thoughts there?
Yeah, this actually is going to be an interesting game because early in the season, after Jordan Ta'amu got injured, the Washington football team, the defenders, actually reached out to Louisville and took one of their quarterbacks. This kid, I think his name is Jake Bean or Jack Bean, um, and he split time for a minute, and then finally, the last week or so, they decided that he's the guy. So, but he started games for Louisville at the beginning of the season, and I think he has this crazy designation that he's played he played the Orlando Storm twice with the Louisville Kings, and then of course the defenders ended their season with 3 games against the Orlando Storm. So he's played in this 10-game season. 5 of his games have been against the Orlando Storm. Other part of this is because they consummated this trade. Of course, there's guys on the Louisville side that are ex defenders, and then you have Jack Bean, the quarterback, who was an ex Louisville King. So the question is going to be the defenders' defense is very opportunistic. They are coached by baby Greg Williams, so they're very aggressive. They've never seen a blitz that they don't like. The defenders are a team that if they've got the best kicker in the league, Mr. McLean. And this year, part of their new rules, and if you haven't watched it yet, this season, 2 rules that you got to pay attention to. One, once you get inside the 50, you can't punt. So it's 4 down territory from there on out. And then secondly, if you kick a field goal and it's above 60 yards, it's a 4-point field goal, not a 3-point. So far, I think the only two, or I'm not gonna say only two, but 2 of the kicks that are 4-pointers are from the kid McLean, that is the kicker for the DC Defenders.
All right, that sounds pretty good. I think they say they got a deal. I don't know if the deal's still on, but it's if you buy 2 tickets, it's like you can get the next 2 tickets for like $5 a piece.
I haven't heard the deals, but I do know that 50 Cent is the halftime, and one of the Beastie Boys, I think it's DJ Mike. I don't know what DJ's name is, but one of the guys from the Beastie Boys um, is is also on the halftime show. So that's how that'll go, and it's gonna be interesting because Louisville has beaten Washington this year, so it's gonna be interesting how this plays out. The teams are evenly matched. I think one team is 5-5, the other is 6-4. So yeah, the defenders are 5-5, the Kings are 6-4. So I guess it's one of them situations where their coach for the defenders, whenever he said, they tell him like, "Oh, something's wrong, something's happening." He's like, "Good, good." That's their response. Good, because he's like, "Yo, we can't do it without the challenge. So I mean, you can't cry over spilled milk. So all right, that's good. Let's go. How do we respond? How do we react?"
All right. The game starts at 3 o'clock on Saturday. If you can't make it out to Audi Field, it'll be on ABC nationally. Uh, DJ Mixmaster Mike will pump
That's
up the
what it
crowd
is.
pre and post game, and 50 Cent got the halftime. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take.
Hold on. No, you just hold on 1 second, because I got something here. So, in
Oh,
celebration of the World Cup,
okay.
we were able to get some things done backstage. Shout out to Flying Brian for helping me out. Now this image may not be racially correct, but it's close enough. So here we go, the Sideline Junkies World Cup watch list. So everybody picked the champion and everybody picked the sleeper country. Um, we might post this in the group chat. As you can see, the correspondent is a little tanned, a little more tan than normal. Got a little bit more melanin than he usually has. But the big guy KG goes with Spain, who is, I think they're the number one seed, quote unquote, in all betting groups. They are the favorite, and his sleeper team is Norway, which isn't a bad sleeper team. They normally tend to stick around in this tournament. Um, Sometimes they've been around in the semis, so that they could have an option. In the I want to say the Trump prediction group, Matty Ice picks Mexico as the champion, and his dark horse is Iran. Um, if you catch it, you catch it, but bits happen here. Um, the correspondent took Brazil as his champion, and his sleeper is Belgium. And then myself, the Midnight Rider, my champion is France, and my surprise contender is Morocco. And if you are around on Saturday, I think it's at 3 p.m., Brazil plays Morocco. And I think that's going to be one of the better of the first games that each team has. That's going to probably be one of the best ones that you're going to see. So if you're not doing anything at 3, or you got 2 TVs and you can watch the UFL on one and the soccer on the other, I think that's the way your 2-screen setup should be, man. KG?
Well, hey, that's good to go there. I appreciate that. You said pull my coat and follow me. Hey, let's go. Where we going? And it's right there. That's good. We started. I guess that's group play that starts right today.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, everybody's playing everybody in the group. There's 3 groups. There's, I think it's 12. It's 12 groups of 4. Yeah. So 12 groups of 4. And then to get to the 32, they take the top 2 teams from each of the 12, and then they take 4 of the third place teams based on goal differential. And then they have a matchup there, and then that tells us who proceeds or advances to what's called the knockout round, which is the final 16. In this round of play, think about it like this: in the group play, you can have win, lose, or draw. All right. Now, once we get to the 32, win, lose, or draw goes out is win or lose. So you have 2 overtimes, and you have a penalty kick session. So teams can win on penalty kicks. You can win outright, however that goes. So those are the things you gotta look for in this World Cup setup.
All right.
Dangerous.
We're gonna take one more break.
All right.
We're gonna come back, and we're gonna do our topic of the night. Your guys, not nobody else's guys. Your guys. Baseball edition. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Sideline Junkies Thursday Night Throwdown. This is where we get into our open discussion and we start naming players or naming things that or even have a discussion back and forth. Tonight's discussion topic is your guys, and this is the baseball edition. So these are guys that you grew up, you love, you sit around now, and you make sure you can see their stats or you follow them in the stat sheet. Um, so, with that being said, KG, go ahead and take it away and get us going in this topic.
All right. I got quite a few. And like I told you, Midnight Ride, they not all Yankees. So we don't
So
we
let's
don't
do
have
this. So that way we're not going boom, boom, boom. Let's do it alternating fashion because that way sometimes something you might say will draw or pull up a person in my mind and vice versa.
right. All right. So my first name, Carlos Baerga.
All right. He would, you know what? He would make my list. So that's a good one. My favorite one, or my number one guy, is a kid that I saw when he was 18. I felt bad for him because while he was with the Dodgers, he had a terrible abdominal injury. Um, but he went on to have great success with the Texas Rangers, and that's my man Adrian Beltre.
That's a good one. This one right here. This guy, I used to mimic his stance. And I learned how to mimic his stance from the boss BJ. This is something when we used to play MLB 99 in the living room, we used to always mess around and mimic the stance. But Jay Buhner.
Really? That's not the name I thought you was about to say. So I
Because
said the name I thought.
he had this stance where he kind of sat down, and it was a vicious stance, man. And we used to sit around and we would imitate different hitter stances. So it was like if you could get 4 to 5 different stances to imitate every time you come up to bat, you got a different stance you would do.
No, I dig it. I get it. I like it. I used to do that. Actually, my senior year in high school, after I had like one of the best starts of the season and then one of the worst slumps of the season, all in like this 10 game bracket. Uh, one of the stances I ended up using, and I'm not proud of it. Uh, but I think at the time in '94 he was 42 years old and still being able to rake at about a 300 clip, and that's Julio Franco.
Ageless wonder. I agree, boss. Damn good times, man. Sitting in that living room playing so many different games from NBA Live to MLB to Madden, Spec Ops, man, it didn't matter. Now, okay, this next guy, he did become a Yankee, but I fell in love with him when he was a Mariner, and that's Tino Martinez.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go to this is my guy. Played for the Padres, played catcher, had the ability to throw people out from one knee. Anytime I play MLB The Show, he is always my catcher, and that's Benito Santiago.
Okay. Paul Molitor.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna start this one off because recently we had to give him his flowers and rest in peace. Number 18 for the Los Angeles Angels or the Angels of Anaheim or Mama said Makusop Angels, and that's Garrett Anderson.
I'm going to take you back a little bit with the White Sox. He made a cameo appearance on The Simpsons. We're talking softball episode. And got locked up for every murder in Chicago by Chief Wiggum. None other than Steve Sachs, a.k.a. Saxy Boy.
Oh, I didn't think that was going with. So I'll go with the guy you don't go on. I thought you was going to go with. He was one of 4 people on my dorm room wall. He went by the name of the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas.
Give you that. I had him down on the list too. Now this man right here is one of the reasons why I'm a Yankee fan to this day, because of MLB. It was called MLB PA baseball, and all it had was the city name, but it had the players and everything. So I used to play with New York, and it was a number 45 that used to hit long towering home runs for me. Danny Tartable.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go with you. You talked about imitating swings, and one of the swings I wish I could have from the right side of the batter's box. They called him the Kid, Ken Griffey Jr.
I'm glad you said that, because that was my next one. That was my next one. Look, let me tell you something. There is no swing that is more prettier than a Ken Griffey swing. I swear he has one of the sweetest swings from the left side. The boss is Gary Sheffield.
All right, so let's go ahead and take that off my list, because that's part of the reason. No, seriously, that's part. He was the deciding factor of me picking the number 10 in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was picking between, because I wanted to go back, because I hated 20 numbers, and I didn't want a single number because I'm too stocky for a single number. And like I always tell people, what do they say when you get a perfect score? You get a 10.
Get a 10.
You know, you never heard of a top 8. It's always a top 10. When soccer talks about their playmakers, the playmakers wear the number 10. So I used to have inside my baseball hat at Girl, I had number 10, Gary Sheffield, written inside the brim of my hat.
Love that. Rafael Palmeiro.
That's a nice
That's
one.
a good one. Now you can take this, his Cleveland Indian days, White Sox days, Orioles days, Albert Bell.
I knew you was gonna say that. As you started saying the description, I already knew.
Probably one of the scariest dudes in baseball.
Where do I want to go? Oh, let's go with this guy. Here's a guy that I grew up loving as one of my favorite baseball players. Then he decided to actually play in DC and have an infamous home run hit off of a foul pole, and that's Howie Kendrick. I used to love me some Howie Kendrick.
Now this gentleman been around. He was around the MLB a lot. Won a championship with my Yankees. Had probably the coolest baseball name. I won't say the coolest, but top 5 coolest baseball name. Chili Davis.
All right. This goes back to another one of those sport news days. And I remember reading the story about him being drafted high by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He's a redemption story. He comes on the scene, I think, as a Ranger, ends his career as a Cincinnati Red. His drink of choice during his hard times was Crown Royal, but Josh Hamilton.
I loved his story. I loved him. The boss says Jeff Bagwell. That's another stance we used to imitate, was Jeff Bagwell. He was another one with an iconic stance. Get this one out the way. This one, in honor of my godmother, big Orioles fan. Monday would have been birthday number 118. Cal Ripken. My pal Cal. I've always loved Cal Ripken. Just great dude, man. On and off the field, great dude.
I know he struggled at times, but there was nobody that debuted in baseball that I wanted to see their debut or see them in minor league baseball more than Steven Strasburg. I love the orchid.
You know what? Let me tell you this real quick. When Strasburg was drafted, that was that was during my heavy Team 980 days. Like I'm talking 12 hours straight. Team 980. Well, actually wasn't quite 12. It was more like 9 from 10 to 7.
Right.
And you would hear Tom Lavero and Kevin Sheehan talk about Strasburg. Oh, he looked good up in where were they at? Wasn't Hershey? What was the minor league team at? Frederick.
Yep.
Keys. So he looked good, he's doing this, he's doing it. Oh, he's gonna be so great. Him and Bryce Harper, just how the city just embraced them the way that they did. And it was a beautiful time, I ain't gonna lie. And that was those are those national teams that make me feel the way that I feel about them now. It's gonna look bleak in the first half of the season, but I know it's like national magic. They're gonna make a run at the end of the season to at least get to the wild card. Next up, gotta put this out here. Probably, in my opinion, top 2 greatest hitter of all time that I've seen in my lifetime. Tony Gwynn.
I was about to say, if you don't say that, if you say top 2, it's only one name you can say.
Yeah.
All right.
Tony Gwynn.
Well, this is a kid that's ever since he came over in the trade for one of my other players that I love to death, and that's James Wood.
Yeah, you were high on him. You've been high on him. I mean, we did a baseball preview and you talked about what he could be.
Yeah. He getting close to it. It's going to be dangerous.
Now, this gentleman probably had some of the biggest arms in baseball at the time. Used to play with the White Sox for a period. Ron Gant.
Oh, that's a former Atlanta Brave right there. Came up with the Braves, played in the outfield with, I think at one point they had an outfield of Ron Gant, Brian Jordan, and Deion Sanders. Dang, you all right? So you didn't just threw me completely off because I love the Ron Gant pick, but I used to watch him every Saturday morning on the show with Tommy Lasorda, and that's Ozzie Smith.
Yep. Yeah, Ozzie special. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there now. If I go off, if I happen to go off screen and I go blank, lights went out. Storm is
same thing here.
Okay.
I just had a flash, and it stayed, so we good.
Okay.
So let's do this. Let's do 2 more, and then let's just end it. So that way we ain't
gotta worry about the lights going out.
Yeah.
Harold Raines.
You mean Baines?
Baines. No, I'm sorry, Baines. No, Tim Raines. Harold Raines. Harold Baines. No, Tim Raines. I wrote it wrong.
It's either Tim Raines or Harold Baines.
Harold Baines. Right. Give me both of them.
Yeah, no, that's because The Rock was a good one. Gosh, yeah. Trying to think who else would I have. Oh, let's go with the easiest one of them all. My current favorite baseball player, Juan Soto. And who would I want to close out?
You find yourself imitating his swing, his stance too?
Every time I play MLB The Show, you know how you get your play.
Uh-oh, I think it got me. Nope, it got Midnight Rider. It didn't get me. It got Midnight Rider. Oh, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we can get them back. Of course, I'll throw in Randy Johnson for my last one. But if we can get the Midnight Rider back, we'll close this thing all the way out. But it looked like he's frozen. So before the storm hits, everybody please be safe. Batten down the hatches, hunker down. Yep, we will be back on Saturday with the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, possibly. If all goes well, we'll have a special show for you after the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, and then Sunday with the Sunday Rise. So until then, I'm the big guy KG. That was the Midnight Rider that had to jump because Storm's here. So we don't do no overtime, y'all. We out of here. Peace, love, and blessings.